Hello and welcome to the Celtic Collection Volume 4, where we'll be following the team on their valiant European campaign to Germany, a chance to savour again that magic night against Cologne at Celtic Park. We'll meet the player who swapped the East End of London for the East Side of Glasgow. We have an exclusive play of the new Celtic single and video, and your chance to be a winner in another great Celtic competition. But first to the opening day of the season, August the 1st, Hearts at Tynecastle.
Charlie Nicholas. Paul Matchday pouncing on it. Great play by Paul Matchday. Well, wonderful close control by the Celtic captain. And he just couldn't find the net at the last moment. That was brilliant play. And he stabbed the ball beyond Henry Smith. It's an easy one for Mowbray. Chested down by Matchday. Now it's Craney. Craney trying the right foot shot, and well, it certainly had Henry Smith diving to meet it. And Craney hasn't been able, in common with the other strikers, to get a lot of space, and he just decided to let loose. Perhaps we need a bit more of that in this game. Van de Ven sitting at the back with Levine and McLaren for Hearts. Well, a mispick by Craney, but Celtic have it again. Dovchek. The ball goes through to Nicholas. Oh, that's good play again by Nicholas. It's Collins! And a marvellous save by Henry Smith. Well, I remember Charlie Nicholas doing exactly the same thing at Parkhead in a match against Dundee United last season. Brilliant play, brilliant close control. There was John Collins with an excellent shot and a save to match from Henry Smith. Well, that's the kind of stuff the fans want to see. The ball comes off down the side of the bar. Well, John Collins was in there. Henry Smith, I think, got his hand to the ball. It come off the underside of the bar, and it's gone behind now for the corner kick. It's a knocked one there. Henry Smith again got his hand to it, and the ball hadn't crossed the line. Boyd to O'Neill. O'Neill taking on Van de Ven. Great play by O'Neill. Well, superb play by the young Celtic player. He couldn't quite get enough on the shot to bend it away from Henry Smith, but it was delightful play as he took on an experienced defender like Peter Van de Ven. Celtic about to make a substitution. Jerry Craney is going off, and Tommy Coyne will replace him. Shoved by Levine, who says that Nicholas was backing into him. The referee was right beside him. Here's Dovchek. Getting it through towards Tommy Coyne. Oh, it's a late goal! Craig Levine puts the ball into his own net. Well, the Celtic fans are delighted. Craig Levine is disgusted. Tommy Coyne's header here through absolutely everybody. And there was Levine. Hearts 0, Celtic 1. Gives it away to Nicholas. Now Celtic worked hard on shutting down opponents, and it paid off there. Well, Paul Matchday reacting very quickly indeed. Chris Morris swung in the cross, and there was Matchday almost catching Henry Smith. And there goes the final whistle. Well, the perfect start to the season for Celtic, taking 2 points, 2 very good points in a difficult away match. The Celtic fans are absolutely delighted.
New signing Alan Snedden setting up Phil O'Donnell for a header, which wasn't far off target. Celtic's response was a long-range effort by John Collins. He had another attempt from a Tom Boyd cross 60 seconds later. Celtic were the team dictating play, but they couldn't find a way through the Motherwell defence. Darius Dubček adopted the direct approach, but found Billy Thompson in fine form. Tommy McLean's gamble and Phil O'Donnell's fitness backfired when the player had to be replaced by Ian Angus after 38 minutes. No goals at half-time, and Celtic brought on Joe Miller for Brian O'Neill in an effort to unlock the Motherwell defence. Within 3 minutes of the restart, they found their way through. Dubček's corner headed powerfully into the net by Tony Mowbray. But Motherwell refused to give in, despite continued Celtic pressure, and in a rare attack, Davy Cooper crossed for Steve Kirk to equalise. The Motherwell fans happy, but they had to endure another 24 nail-biting minutes as Celtic desperately pushed for the winner. Jerry Craney came as close as you can get. Rob McKinnon clearing his header off the line. Tommy Coyne, who'd replaced Charlie Nicholas, was given a chance for glory. But his finish was weak. A frustrating day for Celtic and their fans, but a good point for a battling Motherwell side.
So Celtic get the match underway, and a great air of anticipation here at Parkhead with the new signings this week. And there's Payton running right through, and almost the most sensational of starts. Well, the Dundee United defence seemed rooted to the spot, and Payton went racing through, and that really would have been the dream start. He just nipped in ahead of Alan Main. Here comes Celtic again. It's Paul McStay finding Payton. Well, he certainly get plenty of early touches. And well struck by John Collins. Well, John Collins scored 2 excellent goals against United in the opening game at Tannadice last season. It's away from Miller. Nicely stopped there by Mowbray. Now it's Mike Galloway. Galloway came back into the team in midweek after serving a 4-match suspension. He's vowed to keep out of fresh trouble this season. There's a lovely little touch there by Payton. Now it's Joe Miller. Good play by Celtic. Jerry Craney! Oh, that's a wonderful goal by Celtic. It was a goal of real quality. The lovely touch there by Andy Payton, stepping away from his marker. Then he found Joe Miller on the right, and Miller's cross was absolutely inch perfect. A great header from Jerry Craney, stealing in there, the glancing header, and Alan Main with no chance. Celtic 1, Dundee United 0. Still rain falling here at Parkhead, not as heavy as it was earlier in the day. Certainly hasn't dampened the enthusiasm of the crowd, a noisy crowd here this afternoon. Here's John Collins now with support from Boyd. Good running by Boyd. Craney's in there again. Boyd for Celtic. And Brian O'Neill. Boyd again. Craney coming in. He's done it again! Jerry Craney! Another header, 12 minutes gone. Celtic 2, Dundee United 0. And the United defence all over the place. Again, it was terrific work by Tom Boyd all the way down the left side of the field. And really the United defence should have got that cleared.
A commercial success for Celtic this season has been the sale of the away strip. The new strip has caught the imagination of youngsters and adults alike. Looking after the day-to-day sales of the strip, Andrew Cassidy.
This year so far our sales have been tremendous, obviously with the help from the fans. I think our catalogue has helped us very much so. And what we have sold compared to this time last year has been absolutely tremendous. And we've got a lot of new lines in for everybody, ranging from jumpers, leather jackets, right down to hats and scarves. Something for everybody, we hope.
Leather jackets, you're moving up market in some of the gear.
Yes, we're moving up market in quality and garments, but certainly not in the price ranges. We're keeping the prices as competitive as possible.
How much of a problem are the Pirates?
Pirates are quite a problem, simply because everything that we do, the money comes to the club. The Pirate keeps his money. The club don't see any of it. So that's why we try and combat it with the mobile shops and official licence tags on all our products.
So it's going to be pretty hectic then for you and the staff up to Christmas?
Yeah, I think over the Christmas period we're going to be snowed under. I'd like to think so. I think we've got a good range to offer the fans and a good service.
We only had to wait 5 minutes for controversy in the Old Firm match. Trevor Stephen and Mark Hateley combining for Stephen to beat Gordon Marshall. But an offside flag and the goal was disallowed. However, with the benefit of technology, you can see that when the ball's played by Hateley, Stephen's not in an offside position. 5 minutes later, Celtic skipper Paul McStay took charge to create and execute Celtic's first real attempt at goal. A great piece of skill by Jenny Craney had got him in action again, although his shot finished wide of target. As the game raged on at incredible pace, David Robertson had his effort well saved by Gordon Marshall. Arguably, the best chance of the first half fell to Ali McCoist 5 minutes from the break, but he opted to pull the ball wide and Marshall was there again. The deadlock was broken 9 minutes into the second half by Celtic. Mark McNally's cross took a deflection off John Brown and Jenny Craney struck the opener. Rangers were finding it hard to penetrate the Celtic defence, but the arrival of substitute Ian Durrant gave them a new impetus, and it was Durrant who struck the equaliser in 69 minutes. 2 minutes later, Ali McCoist should have put Rangers ahead, but his attempt was woeful. And he knew it. The final 15 minutes were frantic, with both sides looking for that elusive winner. Celtic had the last chance right on full time, substitute Stuart Slater firing wide. Celtic in the new change strip came close to opening their account early on at Broomfield. Darius Dovcek's free kick just wide. An alert Gordon Marshall was brought into the action at the other end, tipping over Sandy Stewart's left foot volley. Celtic broke the deadlock midway through the first half. Dubček's long clearance found Andy Payton and he ran in to beat Martin. Dubček's clearances out of defence were catching Airdrie out. This time Jenny Craney lined up a shot, but his effort was just off target. Into the second half, and Gus Caesar and Walter Kidd in the wars, the two suffering a clash of heads. Caesar recovered, but Kidd's nasty gash meant the end of the game for him. Sammy Conn entered the fray as Kidd's replacement. Dovcek's free kick was flicked on by Collins and Craney tried to stab the ball past Martin. The keeper saved well. Then the Airdrie equaliser. Owen Coyle broke free on the left. Conn completely miskicked, but Jimmy Boyle reacted quickly to shoot past Marshall. Celtic tried to get themselves in front again. Collins crossed, but Martin was in the right place to block Payton's header. Airdrie finished strongly. A brave run and shot here from Evan Balfour. Then a real let-off for Celtic. Balfour again causing the problems, this time with a header. Paul McStay and then Darius Dubček preventing the goal. But Sammy Conn had been too strong with his claim for a penalty, and the Airdrie substitute was given his marching orders. 1-1 it finished.
Celtic and St Johnstone both had draws at the weekend, and they were determined last night to get a victory. It was Celtic who struck first after 20 minutes. Tom Boyd's cross met by the head of John Collins. But after the interval, the Perth side hit back through, who else, Paul Wright. 10 minutes after the interval, this defensive mix-up exploited by the little striker. Celtic could have panicked, but this perfectly taken free kick in 77 minutes soothed their nerves. John Collins with a strike that gave Rhodes no chance whatsoever. And when Jerry Craney headed a few minutes later, victory was assured. 3-1 to Celtic.
A new Celtic single has just been released. You may have heard it recently played at the Park at half-time. We've put together some pictures to go with the new single, written by Glasgow man and obviously a Celtic fan, Kenny Sloan.
Yes, I can still recall the times when I was small. I would make my way to Celtic Park, marching through the streets, familiar faces I would meet. I could see the floodlights in the dark. I remember all so well the aromas I could smell, the fast food vans with food to take away. I can still feel my palm held tight by my father's hand, clinging on to me with all of his might. We were singing Celtic, Celtic, you are everything to me. Celtic, Celtic, the greatest team the world has ever seen. In my memory, I hear him say to me about the greatest game that he'd ever seen, especially the one that was second to none. The score was Celtic 7, Rangers 1. He would always reminisce of the good days that he'd missed, recalling the time once when he cried. He told me of a game and a very special name, who for his club gave up his life. We were singing Celtic, Celtic, you are everything to me. Celtic, Celtic, greatest team the world has ever seen. Now the table's turned, full circle and my heart burns when I take my two boys to paradise. I'm sure I can feel my father next to me, and I look down into my son's eyes. It's my turn now to say of special glory days and all the times when I was growing up. God bless Mr. Steen, I was privileged to see the Lions go up and lift the European Cup. We're still singing Celtic, Celtic.
He's stepping in for Celtic. Long ball from Mowbray. Cut out by Orr. What a marvellous save by Burridge. What a marvellous shot by Slater, almost bringing him his first goal for Celtic. It really was a marvellous strike by Slater. And how's that for a save? And the free kick to Celtic. Mickey Weir committing the foul in his former teammate, John Collins. So perhaps a chance for Celtic to do something. Mowbray has gone into the penalty area. Check again with the left foot. Mowbray's there. The ball's off the crossbar. Crady's header. It's cleared off the line. I think it was Neil Orr who got the touch to it. Well, certainly a splendid start by Celtic. He could have easily had 2 goals in these opening minutes. Good play again by Collins. Slater. And a good interception by Miller, but he gives it away to Dovcik. Go through now for Collins. Jackson's with him all the way. Collins wins it for Celtic. And the ball goes behind for the corner, but Darren Jackson is being called over by the referee just on the edge of the penalty area. Well, a moment ago, a marvellous save by John Burridge, preventing Celtic again, and it's been a marvellous start. Mowbray's downward header, the goalkeeper touching it onto the bar. It's Tom Boyd who's come across to the left side of the field. That's a marvellous shot and save. Darius Dovcik again with the left foot, and John Burridge really has performed miracles in the opening 5.5 minutes of this match. It was Boyd's corner, it was partly cleared, and then Dovcik onto that left foot of his, a screamer of a shot, and it was well held by Burridge. Just kept in play by O'Neill. Does well to find McStay. Craney was struggling to stay onside, and it's played through now to Payton. It's knocked off the ball by Orr, so the free kick to Celtic. Quite deliberately knocked off the ball there by the Hibernian player. So Neil Orr will have to be careful. There was no word of warning there from the referee, but I'm sure it's been noted. Well, Burridge shouting instructions, getting the defensive wall lined up. The referee wants hoops to move back just a shade. Well, Dovcik has his shooting boots on today, and he's standing over the ball at the moment. Fires it in again. Well, Darius Dovcik gets his first goal of the season. Well, he fired in a magnificent shot earlier on in the game. Look at that, right round the defensive wall. Burridge got his hand to it, but he couldn't prevent it crossing the line. Keith Wright getting the touch. Headed away by Mowbray. The chance on for Keith Wright, and that's a marvellous goal by the Hibernian striker. Wright. Solid challenge by Mowbray. It's McStay playing it into space for Craney to chase. Craney against Orr. Celtic getting plenty of players forward. Slater gets a touchdown. It's knocked away though by Beaumont. Almost finding Payton there. Here's Dovcik switching the play to Craney. Boyd. McStay. Oh, marvellous goal by Paul McStay! 58 minutes gone, and Paul McStay gets his first goal of the season. And Vintage McStay, it really was finishing of the highest quality. Flipped in there from the right-hand side, and look at this, Paul McStay right into the corner, Burridge at full stretch, he can do nothing about it. Mitchell. McLeod. And Marshall completely missed kicking. That's a penalty kick. He took Darren Jackson down, penalty kick. So Darren Jackson scored his first goal, 4 hits from the penalty spot. Can he do it again? He does, with some style. Now it's Miller. Craney and Payton as ever in the middle. It falls behind them though to Slater. It's Weir back helping in defence, doing some sterling work. It's cleared upfield by Willie Miller. It's Wright against Mowbray. He gets the better of him again. Marshall having to come right to the edge of the box. Surely Hibs must score. And the substitute does it at the second attempt. Gareth Evans scores for Hibernian.
But it wasn't the happiest of afternoons for the Irish keeper. With 27 minutes gone, his punch-out was collected by Ian McCall, whose chip was goal-bound when Tony Mowbray saved it. An automatic red card for him. And Tommy McQueen scored from the spot to put Falkirk ahead. But Celtic didn't waste any time in getting back on level terms. Within the minute, Falkirk keeper Gordon McDougall upended Andy Payton at the cost of a penalty. One at half-time, but within a minute of the restart, 10-man Celtic were ahead. John Collins' shot blocked, but Jerry Craney on hand to coolly put his side into the lead. 10 minutes later, it was all square again. Eddie May ripped open the Celtic defence. Scott Sloane's effort was deflected, and Ian McCall scored. We then had 3 crazy minutes. 67 minutes gone and McCall's free kick beat the wall and the keeper and ended up in the net. 3-2 to Falkirk. 90 seconds later, Scott Sloane started off on a run down the left, outpaced McNally, lost his boot and cut back for Eddie May to score. 4-2 to Falkirk. 60 seconds after that, John Collins' corner was headed on by Slater and Andy Payton pulled it back to 4-3. The Celtic fight-back was definitely on now. 4 minutes later, Falkirk lost their extra man advantage when Forbes Johnston was booked for the second time. He took an early trip up the tunnel. 10 men each, and with 13 minutes remaining, Jerry Craney headed Celtic back on level terms. 4 each now, and the Parkhead team hunting the winner. They got it with less than a minute to go. John Collins capping an incredible fight back with a goal to end it at Falkirk 4, Celtic 5.
We all enjoy talking about the game long after the final whistle has gone. And one of the favourite subjects has to be, who's your all-time favourite Celt? We've been out and about to find out.
It's Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson.
Paul McStay. Billy McNeil.
Jimmy Johnson.
McStay, he's unique, has to be one of the best players, but I also like Stuart Slater as well. He's a great player.
Jerry Craney.
My favourite, Billy McNeil.
Stuart Slater, because I really like him.
Drinky Jimmy Johnson. You know, it's just a way lad back in the 60s, you know.
Jimmy Johnson. Paul McStay.
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson. Because he entertained the crowd.
Billy McNeil it has to be, because he lifted the European Cup.
Ken Douglas. It's one of the best players I've ever seen anyway in my lifetime. But
Paul McStay, tremendous skill.
Jimmy Johnson, because European Cup, they were the best days.
Jim McGrory, because how so many goals he scored for Celtic, they were brilliant. He scored nearly 2 goals every single week, he was just brilliant.
Jimmy Johnson, because he was absolutely brilliant, just like me.
I think that's quite an easy one to answer for me. Just remembering some of the great European nights, that was Jimmy Johnson, probably the finest entertainer I've ever seen in my life.
Of all time, I think in yesteryear it would have to be Kenny Dalglish, and modern day I think it's Paul McStay.
Celtic made an excellent start in the Skull Cup, reaching the semi-final stages a Wednesday night at Hampden Park, almost sell-out crowd for the match with Aberdeen.
This is Shearer. That's right. Nicely laid off by Jess. That's good play from Shearer, and Jess Well, Jess a bit unlucky there. He wins the corner kick, but just as he drew back his right foot, the ball came off his left, and he just needed the extra touch.
Yeah, it was a lovely little 1-2 here again, but again a good recovery tackle by Dovcek there. That's two important Celtic tackles in the last 5 minutes.
So just under 5 minutes to half-time, and neither side will want to lose a goal here. Psychological moment. Mason's corner. And it's Ian Jess who finishes it off. 40 minutes gone. And Ian Jess, I said earlier, had a terrific scoring record against Celtic. He scored 2 against them last season. He strikes again. It's Celtic 0, Aberdeen 1.
Boyd. Chaz it on and this time! It's a magnificent finish from Paul McStay, and Celtic are right back in the tie. Kept in well by Boyd. Waiting as they stay off the field. With John Collins. The deflection! It's a goal for Celtic! Jerry Craney has scored a second. The third time in 24 years they've come back from a 2-0 deficit in Europe and won. Good play by Collins. He's made it!
At Parkhead, it was Celtic who scored first. Joe Miller cutting into the box before firing a blistering shot past Henry Smith. Stuart Slater had a couple of chances to make it 2-0 for Celtic, but his first goal for the club had to be delayed. Just before half-time, Hart scored the goal which gave them the point, a corner not properly cleared, and new signing Alan Preston says thank you very much. 10 minutes from time, a baffling refereeing decision by David Syme. The Hearts defender genuinely attempts to clear but slices the ball back towards his own goal. Henry Smith believes he can pick it up, but Mr. Syme awards an indirect free kick. Harmless in the end, as was this scoring attempt by substitute Andy Payton, leaving the final score 1-1.
Here he is again. To Craney. And Craney fouled by McCart. It's quickly taken. Celtic have certainly anything they've been given, they've taken very quickly indeed. Well, Dykstra. Oh, and the ball lands up in the net. What a disaster for the goalkeeper and for the defence. And Joe Miller steps in after 20 minutes to give Celtic the lead. Well, a comedy of errors there when there seemed absolutely no danger at all. And little Joe Miller gets his second goal of the season. So just about a minute and a half of this first half left. Chris McCart is forward for the corner kick. It's hidden by Davy Cooper. Oh, and the ball's in. McCart was in there, but it possibly come off Mowbray on the way into the net. But dreadful defending by Celtic. Stuart Slater. Collins. And a penalty kick awarded against Luke Nyholt. He brought Slater down. It was excellent running by Slater. He played a nice little 1-2 with Collins. Ran through and was taken out of the play there. Mike Galloway, who carefully places the ball. Oh, and he strikes it well. 66 minutes gone. Motherwell 1, Celtic 2. And he certainly struck the penalty with some power and some style, right into the corner. Here's Slater for Celtic. Wouldn't it be ironic if Craney were to take something here? So play raging on. Slater's on the ground. It's Collins with a cross. It's headed away though. There's Peter Grant. Oh, magnificent goal by Peter Grant. 81 minutes gone. And the candidate for goal of the season, Motherwell 1, Celtic 3.
I'm just dialing the Celtic phone line here to find out what's happening on the club call. It's got all the latest news as we find out from Terry McGeddy.
The Celtic Club Call line was started up by British Telecom some 5 or 6 years ago, and the reason for giving that information service, it's a paid information service, is to supply supporters who don't normally come to Celtic Park information they can't get in the daily newspapers. We've got the Record, the Sun, the Herald, all these papers in Glasgow, but the fans from maybe Northern Ireland, from London, from Birmingham, can't get a daily information about what's happening at his club, and that's why British Telecom set up the line for all football clubs in Scotland. Now, the Celtic Club Call line has developed very much over the past few years, and in fact is now one of the biggest suppliers of hard cash to Celtic football clubs. So all the money that is put in, or at least a large percentage of the money put in by you, the supporter, comes back to the club, and we can use it to upgrade facilities here at Celtic, and we can also get money to buy new players, we can get money to spread the club's word about. And in fact, the Celtic Hotline's now developed to the Republic of Ireland as a new service for the fans down there, and also to Australia, where there's over 25,000 Celtic fans waiting on news every day. And of course, every Saturday we do a live radio piece from Celtic Park, if the game's at home, to all the Celtic fans down there. What the regular Celtic fan who phones a club call line might be watching just now is the Celtic Executive Box, which we have here at the moment. I talk about it every single week. We give away this box as a prize every week to Celtic supporters. And what you get is a ticket for two, you get your car park pass, you get some food. The girls in the box look after you all afternoon, which seems to appreciate for most Celtic fans. And probably, as you see out here, one of the very best views of the game, and the warmth and comfort. And believe me, during the winter time, you need some warmth, and this is the best place to have it. It's a prize on 0898 12 10 18. That's Celtic's prize line. That's different from the normal regular number, which everybody knows now is 0898 121 888 or 12 1888, as we like to remember the number, a very famous day in the life of Celtic Football Club. And on that other number, the prize line number, once again, all the income from that number, or at least a large percentage of that income, comes back to Celtic Football Club, and we can use that cash to develop the facilities again.
That stunning win against Cologne gave everyone connected with the club high hopes of doing well in the UEFA Cup. But the second round couldn't have been tougher against the crack German side Borussia Dortmund, and the Celtic Collection was there as the team set off for Germany.
How does it feel to be back in Germany?
It's great. Yeah, it's really good. Seen a lot of good friends from both sides. No, obviously, I see the Celtic ones more often, but to see the Dortmund people here tonight, it's been fantastic.
So a great surprise here for the players when they arrived at this magnificent Westfalen Stadium, and behind me you can hear the Celtic fans who travelled, some 3,000 of them, to give them a really special welcome.
Spiele hat da gemacht. Dann wieder O'Neill. Ach, wie ist das möglich? Einfach vorbei und dann Unsicherheit bei Michael Rummenigge. Erster Eckball für die Celts. Und das besorgt von der rechten Seite. Noch einmal hier schön zu sehen. Dieses Zuspiel plötzlich in den 5-Meter-Raum und die missglückte Abwehr von Michael Rummenigge. John Collins, da ist er wieder, der Mowbray. O'Neill kam da ran. Möchte man ja fast fragen, was ist denn da los in der Abwehr? Noch einmal. Das ist es. Diese sprichwörtliche Stärke der britischen Mannschaften. Das Spiel mit dem Kopf. Die Lufthoheit oben. Matchday auf Slater. Slater. Ja, dann lassen Sie diesen Burschen da so durchlaufen. Stuart Slater. Der spielt erst seit kurzem für Celtic Glasgow. Zehntelsekunde, die da immer wieder fehlt. Schon war das Loch wieder zu. Bei diesem Schuss von Michael. Paulsen könnte es jetzt versuchen mit Rummenigge. Noch Paulsen. Tor! Minuten gespielt. 71. Minute. Stefan Chapuisat. Paulsen mit dieser Flanke. Ja, genau, da stimmte es mit der Korn.
Man's worth of talent up front for Celtic against Airdrie. Stuart Slater and Andy Payton paired together for the first time. And both were involved when Celtic broke the deadlock after 7 minutes. Slater turning and threading the ball through to Payton. His layoff to John Collins and Celtic in front. Collins could have had a hat-trick by half-time. Paul McStay and Peter Grant creating the first opening. John Martin producing the save. A minute from the break, Collins was through again. Grant and Payton the providers this time. Good goalkeeping again from Martin. Tempers got frayed in the second half. A yellow card sufficing. More controversy over Celtic's second goal. Slater weaving his way into the box and going down. Paul McStay not standing in ceremony to pick up the crumbs. Charlie Nicholas came off the bench for the second game running and earned Celtic a penalty with 5 minutes to go. Walter Kidd, the offending defender. Applause for Nicholas. And 2 points for Mike Galloway, if only he'd been playing at Murrayfield.
Here's Boyd. Lush with him again. And the corner kick's been awarded. Well, Michael Lush, I'm sure, will be happy to see the back of Tom Boyd after this match. Such a powerful runner. Great pace on the left for Celtic. There's Charlie Nicholas, who is very adept at these set pieces to pick out his man. Short it goes this time to Collins. Good far post ball. It's the up ball for Celtic. Jerry Craney does it again. The variation here, Nicholas playing it short for Collins, and just look at the quality of this far post cross, leaving goalkeeper close, completely stranded. That's a great header by Craney. Well, just look how difficult John Collins made this for the goalkeeper and for defenders. Right across the far post, Craney wouldn't be denied, and Celtic have levelled the tie. Here's Boyd charging into that gap, the right-hand side of the Borussia defence. Good ball in. Frustration for Charlie Nicholas. How he'd love to have heralded his return to the first team with a goal with this excellent ball from Tom Boyd. And Nicholas, wrong-footed rather, going for that with the wrong foot, the left. With a beautifully whipped-in cross. The Borussia defence at sea. And no luck for Nicholas. Gillespie doing well. It's in behind them though. This is Rummenigge. Slater doubling back. Chapuisat's in the clear. Chance now for Borussia. That's a great finish by Chapuisat. And it's a savage brawl to Celtic. Do some good spoiling work. Plenty of throw-ins and retention of possession. A chance now for Zorc to surely tie it up. He was all on his own, Michael Zorc. Borussia scored again. And that may well be the hammer blow to Celtic's European chances.
Celtic's two new signings this season up front, Andy Payton and Stuart Slater. First we meet the boy who swapped the east end of London for the east side of Glasgow, and we caught up with him on the eve of the Old Firm derby at Celtic Park.
Well, obviously it was a big wrench to leave West Ham after 12 years being with the club. To be honest, I didn't think I was ever going to come up here after a year of newspaper speculation and one thing after another. I just thought it was going to be an ongoing thing, but it worked out that I signed here, and it's going great. I love it up here.
Your form has been improving, I think it's fair to say, game by game, particularly looking back to, let's say, the match in Dortmund, where you probably had your best game in the hooks.
Yes, I've been very disappointed with my start, so it could have been a lot better, but I've had food poisoning, as everyone knows, and it's not an excuse or nothing like that, but it did take a toll, and I think I went back too early. I wanted to impress, and I wanted to get in front of the big stage and show the supporters what I could do, and I think I'd come too early. Now, I've had 2 or 3 months training. I'm still getting there. I still feel that I've got a lot more to offer for the club, and hopefully, it'll be all right.
You've been involved in many assists, though, in the goals. If it was the American system, you'd be getting the claim for the assist. Is it a pressure, really, about this scoring the first goal?
Not really, because, I've gone so long without a goal. People just keep on and on about it. And, it would be nice to score, but as long as we're winning and I'm playing well and creating goals, then, I don't see it as a problem, because Liam brought me as a goal maker. He said that in the press conference. But as I say, as long as I get a fair ratio of goals over the season, then I'll be more than happy.
And what about the team itself? How good do you think Celtic are, and how good can they be? Obviously a big challenge trying to meet Rangers this season.
It certainly is. I mean, Rangers have got a lot of money, as everyone knows. But we've got a good team spirit here. There's been a lot of new signings over the last year, and it takes time for people to settle in. Future-wise, I think we've got a very good side. It's just gelling together at the moment. We play lovely football, and that's why I came up here, because I believe football should be played with skill and flair and all that, and that's what Liam's getting in. We've got a lot of players in the side with a lot of skill and flair, and it's just great to be involved in the team.
So how's the East End London boy settling down in the East End of Glasgow overall? You enjoying the area?
It's really nice up here. The people are really friendly, and the Celtic supporters are tremendous.
Good morning, Celtic Football Club. Can I help you?
Saturday afternoon, eh? You're that going Christmas shopping. I think this is a better bet.
Buzzers never went there, Brian. Come on, Eddie! Buzzers never went there. Come on, Belsey, come on. Go for that. We play up it. Just put the ball down. Never done it before, not going to change it.
Give you some answers. Just do the same if you're going to the 7 yards. Cross up there. Alright, Paul? Just do the same. 7 yards on the flat, come around there. And we'll leave the toss up before you break away. Yep. I'll give you something else to after that.
Go, chaps, come on. Nice and solid. Come on. Come on, let's not get it going now. Come on. Heads up. Okay, come on, dude.
You go some quick one, walk for your mail, I don't know.
Come on in, lads, let it roll. Come on.
Time now to meet the other Celtic striker who joined early this season. Andy Payton came from Middlesbrough after 4 years with Hull City. How's he settling into life in the Premier Division?
It was a great experience for me, you know, coming to a big club like this. After, you know, this time last year, even now this time last year, I was playing third division football down in England, you know. So yeah, it was a great start for me. Just to get in the side alone to begin with was a real bonus, you know.
And what do you think of the football up here in the Premier League?
Well, the first couple of, well, probably the first 2, 3, 4 games really took some getting used to with the pace of the game, because no matter what anybody says, it's definitely faster up here. But now I've got used to the pace, and you know, you soon get used to things. You've got to get used to things, you know.
The team plays some magic football, but just misses out in the consistency. What do you think's wrong with Celtic?
I don't really know. I mean, I just don't think we've been having the rub of the green lately, you know, look-wise. I mean, against Rangers on Saturday, I mean, the lads did everything. Stuart Slater could have had an hat-trick. He's really unlucky. I mean, he's had shots flying that side of the post, the keeper's making great saves. So I just think we've been a bit unlucky. Well, the team spirit is absolutely fantastic. I mean, we really have got a good set of lads here. There's a lot of banter going on in the dressing room, but it's all good humoured, you know. And I mean, we're 7 points behind Rangers at the moment, but I mean, I've been in a position, once again, going back to, well, we've been 10 points adrift at the bottom of the table, and we've actually stayed up, you know. I mean, there's a long, long way to go yet. Rangers have got some very hard games coming up in the Cup, and we've got to play them again twice. So, I mean, it's very early days yet, so we're all hoping, not just hoping, I mean, there's a lot of determination in the camp that we can, you know, get back up there and hopefully, you know, pip them at the post.
Competition time now, and your chance to win this magnificent Celtic leather jacket. All you have to do is to spot the Celtic crooner.
Because he's bad, bad. Leroy Brown, he's the baddest dude in the whole damn town.
I don't know whether it's Frank Sinatra or Michael Bolton or Michael Sinatra, I'm not too sure at all. But answers on a postcard to the Celtic Collection, P.O. Box 166, Glasgow. Well, as we know, there have been ups and downs so far this season. How does the manager feel about things, and what are the plans for 1993? As always, the last word from the boss, Liam Brady.
Well, disappointed that we're not a lot nearer Rangers at the top of the table, and obviously disappointed to have gone out in the UEFA Cup. But I feel that we went out to a better side, and we have to hold our hands up. But obviously disappointed that we've dropped essential points, especially the game against Rangers, losing that. I thought that was particularly hard to take, and really we should be a lot nearer. But as you say, it has been highs and lows.
How do you take them forward? What do you think's missing in the side?
Well, you take them forward by saying to them, look, that's a standard of play that you must maintain, because if we were to keep the kind of performance on a consistent level as it was against Rangers, albeit we lost, I think you would find, or we would find ourselves on a very consistent run and winning more matches. It's a relatively new side. I think people must remember that. There's new players here, players trying to settle down. Unfortunately, at the moment at Celtic, we are under pressure to get results, immediate results. And in trying to do that and also trying to build for the future is quite difficult. And I think that's probably why there's been a little bit of inconsistency in the results.
The European run you mentioned, that really was one of the highlights, especially the night here against Cologne.
Yes, we didn't do ourselves justice away from home. I had the team play probably in a defensive manner and make sure that we took the game back here with every chance. And people thought when we conceded that second goal a few minutes from the end, which was a really freak goal, that the tie was over. But it was a special night here at Celtic Park, one of those special European nights. And I think so far in the season, that's the one game the supporters can look to with a great deal of satisfaction. Also the staff, but we feel that we could have gone further in the competition. Although I say we met a very strong Dortmund side. But the Cologne game was just one of those games, isn't it, that everything seemed to happen right for us. We got the breaks maybe that we haven't had in other areas this season.
So a great attacking display against Cologne and an excellent defensive performance against Dortmund.
Well, excellent I wouldn't say so, because we did concede that goal, and that goal I think was vital. We talked about how you should play these continentals, and one of the things I learned down through the years playing continental football is that you mustn't give them a chance to hit you on the break, and I felt a little bit aggrieved in Dortmund that we didn't clear that ball prior to Chapuzat scoring, and the same again here at Celtic Park. When we were winning 1-0, we were really in with a big chance, but again we took a risk in the midfield area. They cut it out, and these fellas are so clinical that they finished the tie off really in 5 minutes.
Do you feel in any way that you and the club are under siege at the moment?
Well, no, I don't feel under siege. Obviously, people are looking to me to be the leader in this situation, and that's what I'm trying to do. It's a situation that I haven't had to come up against before. You know, football here in Glasgow is very particular, and it's unique, really. And I don't think any manager really appreciates that until he finds himself in this position. We're having a difficult time at the moment, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel, especially at Celtic Park. They've always come good, and they will again. I just hope that I can do it quickly and satisfy the people that are desperate for that lift in their football lives, let's say.
Well, that's it from Volume 4 of the Celtic Collection. All that remains for me is to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous 1993.
I just want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year, and hopefully we can win something for you at the end of the season. All the best now.
All you Celtic fans out there, hope you have a great Christmas, a very good New Year. Certainly all us players will be giving it our best shot in the new year to hopefully close the gap on Rangers at the top of the league, if not overtake them, and hopefully a good run at the Scottish Cup final, so you'll have a good summer as well. Okay.
Hi there, I'd just like to wish all the Celtic supporters and all our supporters, if they're interested in buying our video, I'd like to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Just like to wish all the Celtic fans a very happy Christmas, a great New Year. Hopefully we can give you something to shout about in the new year. We're really looking forward to it. I hope you are, but just stick by us and the good times will be soon around the corner.
Hello everybody, just wishing you a very happy Christmas and a happy New Year. It's going to be my first, so I'm really looking forward to it. So hopefully we have something to celebrate.
Yeah, I'd like to wish all our viewers and all our supporters a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year, and hopefully it won't just be a prosperous New Year for yourselves, but also for the club, because I think we owe it to you. Hopefully we'll be up there challenging for both League and Cup. Thank you.
Just like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and hopefully, you know, at the turn of the year we can get a few more results together and be challenging for the championship at the end of the year.
To all Celtic supporters, home and abroad, wishing you a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous and Happy New Year. I'm Gary Gillespie at Celtic Football Club. All the best.
Hi, it's Gordon Marshall here. Just like to wish you all the best for Christmas and the new year. Hopefully it'll be a good year for us, and we're looking forward to it. All the best now. Thank you.
Mullig fai hena is fai vasha agiv galere, which I think means Happy Christmas and a Happy New Year to you all. I've been here 12 months, or over 12 months now, and quite honestly I've enjoyed every minute of it. Sometimes it's been better than others, and I just hope that the next 12 months will be as enjoyable as it has been for me, and obviously I hope it's going to be a successful season for us all. Happy Christmas to you all.